The game of Spikeball has rapidly increased in popularity over the last few years. In fact, according to Ali Murati of the Chicago Tribune, it has repeatedly been listed as one of the fastest growing companies in the US. Many people have heard about Spikeball, but what exactly is it? In order to play Spikeball, you're first going to need a round net, and you can achieve this by buying a Spikeball set online. To set up the net, you're first going to insert the rim pieces into the leg openings to create the round net. Next, clip the net onto 4 hooks opposite of one another, and then continue by clipping the net onto all the other hooks as well. Once finished, make sure the net is tight enough and not too loose. Lastly, you inflate the Spikeball to a level that you're comfortable with. Once you have your Spikeball set all set up, you'll split up into 2 teams of 2 and position yourself around the net like so. The game then starts off with a serve. A serve is done by bouncing the ball off the net. Once the ball is served, players can move or hit the ball anywhere. There are no boundaries. The returning team has up to 3 touches to bounce the ball back off the net again. Then, the other team does the same thing, and so on until the ball hits the ground. Now, although the ball hitting the ground will result in the play ending, there are other ways the play can end as well. According to the official Spikeball rulebook, the following plays will result in a loss of a point. First, hitting the rim. If the ball hits the rim at any point, whether on a serve or during a rally, a point is awarded to the other team. Hitting the rim is an easy way for your team to lose a point you could have easily won. Second, pocket on a serve. If you hit the pocket of the net during the serve, meaning the ball goes flying in a weird direction, you get 1 redo serve. If you do it again, a point is awarded to the other team. Number 3 is hitting your teammate. If the ball hits you or your teammate after you had just hit the ball off the net, a point is awarded to the other team. If you see that your teammate is about to spike the ball, try and stay out of his line of fire. Number 4 is double bounce. The ball may not bounce on the net twice in a row. If it does, a point is awarded to the other team. And lastly, you don't want to serve too close to the net. You must be at least 6 feet away from the net when you do your serve. So those are the rules of Spikeball, but now it's time for some easy tips and tricks that will help you become a Spikeball legend. The first and probably most important tip of all comes from Ben Borst of WordPress.com, but also from many other professional Spikeballers. And they all say that when spiking the ball, don't smack the ball straight down onto the net, but instead let it fall far enough to help you put a little bit more on it to blow it past your opponent. Secondly, set the ball high and close to the net to give your teammate more time to ready up for their hit, and it'll make it easier for them to hit the ball onto the net in the first place. It's easier to get a good kill when you're close to the net rather than farther away. It's also important to remember to use all 3 hits. This is especially important for beginners still trying to learn the game. While it is legal to still use 1 or 2 hits, you'll have a greater chance of scoring a point if you spend the time to get a perfect setup for the perfect kill. Also, communicate with your partner. You don't want to lose an easy point because you and your partner aren't on the same page. You also are not restricted to just using your hands when hitting the ball. You're allowed to use any part of your body, such as your chest, your shoulder, or your foot. And lastly, there is a little known rule that Spikeball players can take advantage of when serving. The serving player is actually allowed to take 1 step outward when serving, and if done correctly, this can make it much harder for your opponent to return the serve. I hope that after watching this that you understand the game of Spikeball better. If you're interested in playing, I would encourage you to go out and buy a set as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, and keep on spiking.